Now notice wisdom is a sign of feminine character in the Word of God. Let's look at verses 8, 9, and 13 of Proverbs 4 again. Verse 8 says, "Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her." Verse 9 says, "She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver unto thee." And verse 13 says, "Take hold," or take fast hold of instruction, "let her not go, keep her, for she is thy life." Metaphorically, a woman in the Bible can refer to a type of woman, a type of wife, or a type of church. In the context of this teaching, we will be dealing primarily with the wife, but a woman also. Unmarried women must know what to be before becoming a wife. Unmarried men must know what they need before looking for a wife. Wisdom is doing what God says, so wisdom as it relates to the wife describes a woman who has a heart and a mind to do the Word of God. Proverbs 18:22 and Proverbs 19:8 says, "Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing," or "Whoso findeth a wife who has a heart and mind to do the Word of God findeth a good." And if you notice in that verse, the word "thing" is italicized. So it should actually read, "Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good, and obtaineth favor of the Lord." Proverbs 19:8 says, "He that getteth wisdom, or he who getteth a wife, loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good." When a man keeps understanding, that is, knowing why he needs a woman of wisdom, he will find a good, or a wife who is a woman of wisdom. A good is something of value. It's like merchandise, goods and services, something worth a great price. When a man has a woman of wisdom, he has a good, something that is profitable, and she can help him become prosperous and lead him into power, provision, protection, and peace. When a man chooses a woman of wisdom to marry, it indicates that he loves his own soul. This is the reason why Ephesians 5:28 says, "So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself." A woman of wisdom is what every young man should seek when he is ready to leave his father and his mother's house if he wants to be prosperous with God, prosperous in life, in himself, and in financial matters. She is equipped to help him do it if he's a faithful man. Now, what is a faithful man? Hold your place in Proverbs, and we're going to flip to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 9 through 12, and then we're going to flip over again to Ephesians chapter 5, verses 31 and 33. 1 Corinthians 11, verses 9 through 12 says, "Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this caused ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels." And this is referring to the fallen angels. "Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of God." Then Ephesians 5, verse 31 and 33 says, "For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence or respect her husband." A woman of wisdom should only marry a faithful man. A faithful man is the only type of man that a woman of wisdom can be equally yoked with. A faithful man will love a woman of wisdom as he loves himself. Therefore, she will be able to respect him and utilize her God-given abilities to help or to be a helpmeet for him. Proverbs 20, verses 6 to 8 says, "Most men will proclaim every one his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walketh in his integrity, his children are blessed after him. A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scatters away all evil with his eyes." Most men will rise up to the challenge of trying to obtain a woman of wisdom. They will fake being a faithful man in order to get with her, but she has to know how to identify a faithful man by his qualities and characteristics to keep herself from being trapped by the devil's disciples, who are a type of fallen angel. The qualities of a faithful man are a king. A king operates in dominion and authority. He is not laid back waiting for the woman to take charge. The warrior. He understands that a man has no right to anything that he cannot defend. The law of natural selection dictates that a man has no right to anything that he cannot defend. This is the reason why some women and even some church-going women select thug types or unfaithful men. A woman naturally wants a warrior. A man has to be able to naturally defend his wife or home, or he has no right to either. The mentor. He's able to teach his wife about the ways of righteousness and the word of God rather than her having to teach him. A friend. Like Jesus, he sticks with her closer than a brother. He is a good companion to her and a godly servant in the times of need. Now, what are the characteristics of a faithful man? He has the ability to remain one with God under tremendous pressure. A faithful man has righteousness. That is, to be in right standing with God at all times. He has goodness, or he has a habit of placing others' needs before his own and has a heart to give. A faithful man has mercy, or he has the capacity to be a godly judge without being judgmental. That is, he is not quick to punish or condemn others for their errors. A faithful man also has meekness. That is, he has the power of God in him, but he keeps it under control. Now, a faithful man also has a characteristic of being blessed. He is blessed, or he's empowered by God to prosper, and his children are blessed after him. He is able to run evil away from their lives with his eyes, or with just a look from his eyes. A faithful man has the characteristic of being respectable. The combination of these characteristics and qualities consistently displayed in a faithful man's life makes him easy to be reverenced or respected by his wife, and this is the reason why Abraham was counted as a faithful man. Abraham was a faithful man, which is why Sarah reverenced him or referred to him as her Lord. Abraham was the living image of God for Sarah in their home. He loved her as Christ loves the church, so she respected him as she would respect God.